Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to the daily forecast for Monday, August 25th, 2024. It is the day of the goddess, the moon's day, Mani's day, the 5th of Virgo, the 22nd of Hazel, the 5th of Bear, and the 30th of Hayanir, which is the haymaking month. So in our astrology, the sun is in Virgo, mutable earth, representing industry. The moon is fourth quarter Gemini, mutable air, representing influence. Mercury is retrograding in Leo, fixed fire, representing fragile relationships. Venus is in Virgo, mutable earth, representing perfectionism. Mars is in Gemini, mutable air, which is to be pugnacious. Jupiter is in Gemini, mutable air, representing questing. Saturn is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, which is to redefine dreams. Uranus is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing renovation. Neptune is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, which is spiritual awakening, and Pluto is retrograding Aquarius, fixed air, which means we need to examine intentions. And for our retrograde reminders, for Mercury retrograde, reevaluate communication patterns. For Saturn, reclaim your authority. For Neptune, reclaim faith, joy, magic, and imagination. For Pluto, reclaim your ability to regenerate. And for Chiron, restore the heroic spirit. Our moon phases in the fourth quarter, which represents a graceful release. Let go of that which we need to let go of. For the Gemini moon, some of the do's are social events, networking, negotiations. Some of the don'ts are unventilated spaces, slow communicators, and manic distractions. Now, on this day of the moon, exercise your powers of persuasion. The Gemini moon doesn't merely communicate. It's about presenting ideas in a manner that people are going to be willing to listen. This allows for the potential of breaking through perhaps barriers that seemed pretty solid before. So we have an opportunity here, despite Mercury retrograde being up to its usual tricks. That Gemini moon might help us kind of punch through, or at least wiggle our way through. Next up, we have our tarot of the day, which is the King of Wands. Now, kings represent protectors of what is. Wands are the emotional masculine, projective energy, fire element, and the will. And the keywords for the card are forceful, responsible, perfectionist, a demanding father, and being the center of attention. So this card is really representing that energy is ripe for us to accomplish our goals. That goes right along with our Gemini moon. I have a very good feeling about that. We have the ability to make use upon it if we just use our skills. But in the case of the King of the Wands, it's mindful not to become overbearing as well, because sometimes a person can be so mission focused that they forget there are other humans, and you would probably like to have good relationships with those humans even after you've accomplished whatever your big goal is. So bearing in mind that balance will be useful to us today. Today's Celtic Triad reads, 3 things one gains when their mate endeavors to be excellent. Their household peaceful for love of them, their children gentle in manners, and the respect of their neighbors. So peaceful house, your spouse will be the most significant factor in whether or not your home is an oasis, and you likewise for them. So if you are acting out of a spirit of love, being very focused upon your relationship, working towards each other's good, you are going to be much more likely to have a peaceful home. And then well-mannered children. A good spouse is going to endeavor to also to be a good parent, and their success will be manifest in how the children behave, not in, the platitudes and the lies parents tell themselves sometimes to think that some problems aren't as big of a deal as what they actually are. But if the children are actually well-mannered and they are conducting themselves in a reasonable fashion, subject to their age, of course, then that is evidence of a spouse that is striving for excellence. And then a good reputation for the whole family, a thriving couple, a functional family that doesn't inspire genuine respect, all the more so because it happens to be rare. Today's magical correspondences are centered on the theme of a guardian. The color is white, the plant is the dandelion, the animal is the goose, and the crystal is quartz. Now, geese are known for being very, very protective of their own. So if you are needing a little extra help, maybe you want to invite a guardian animal spirit into your household, this may be the animal spirit that's going to be really up to the task and will have the right tune to go with it. Now, of course, you will need to placate them. You will need to make them very comfortable. You will need to show your good faith that you're going to be showing them due honor and respect for any magical efforts they undertake on your behalf. So if you go into it with that mindset that you are forming this long-term relationship, you might just actually find yourself with a guardian goose spirit. Now, for today's practice, you might brew a potion to induce calm. to look at the Hermetic principle of correspondence. Always remember the interrelationships between all things. Nothing is ever really isolated, nothing is really compartmentalized. And by realizing that all things have their ripple effects, whether it's on the micro level or the macro level, that can help you make better decisions about how you want to proceed with your day to day. And then on the Witch's Pyramid, we're looking at the west wall. That's linked with the water element and emotion. So if you are feeling your emotions getting a bit high today, because let's be real, we are still feeling the effects of that Mercury retrograde. We're coming down to the end of it, and the last bit of it, it can be just as unhinged as what the beginning was. So if you are feeling the impact of that, just think about perhaps how you process emotion, and maybe use the concept of the Witch's Pyramid to help you process some of the more difficult things, so you experience them, you feel them, but you are allowing them to flow out of your system. You're not staying in that riptide current. Then you might review magical protection methods, because we are coming up to a time of year when a little less of the energies that are less inclined to be friendly are going to be out and about. So going ahead and deciding what you're going to do ahead of time to beef things up around the house, probably a good idea. And then cleanse all mirrors and all reflective surfaces. Anything that is reflective can be used as a portal for energy. So just treat it accordingly. Then for today's journal prompt, how can you steel your nerves to be your home's magical protector? We've been, beaten down sometimes so much that we don't really think of ourselves as capable. We don't think of ourselves as being able to protect ourselves in any fashion. So what can you do to break through any impact that narrative may have had upon you? How can you overcome any self-confidence issues? What can you do? Just kind of journal about that, because that'll bring you to a better place to where you will be more likely to act with confidence and act with authority when you are imposing magical protections. And that will do it for today, gang. Have a very good Monday. I hope you have a gentle start to the work week. And if you don't, you know what? I have confidence in you to be able to navigate that. We're all on this pathway of us studying spirituality to help us, you know, um, deal with whatever obstacles and hiccups, arrive in our path. So we can do it. We are not helpless. We can face up to things. And I know that whatever happens, you are going to be able to get through it today. So there's your pep talk. If you're interested, you can find me at Blackbird's Brew on X, or you can look at the Blackbird Grimoire channel on both YouTube and Rumble. And of course, you can visit me and the other practitioners at the Oak and Elder Witchery. There's a link in the description. But that will do it for now, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.